Chris, you've talked about giving yourselves a fighting chance of staying up with some of the recent performances and results, but is this match a game you have to win?
Yeah, of course we do. Yeah, for our own benefit, psychologically, yeah. I mean, we've got to have a positive performance and a positive result. I'm not going to dress it up. I'm not going to. Players understand the position that we're in. I understand the position that we're in. If we don't win games of football, then we're not going to be in this division next year. They understand that, and we all have to deal with that.
From the outside looking in, you do sense there's been quite a big mood shift in terms of the players have that genuine belief that they can get out of this position. Is that the way you feel from the inside?
Yeah, we've always had it, really. It's took a dent on a few occasions, more than a few occasions, obviously, with the results that we've not picked up. But from a performance level, yet again, enough in my opinion. But I keep saying it: the facts are, and the stats are, and the table doesn't lie. This is the situation that we're in. But I believe we can win games of football. I think we've always believed that. We've just been not being good enough, and a few things have gone against us. And keep saying it, big moments yet again. But on Saturday afternoon, when we got turned over by arguably the best team in the country over the last 3 or 4 seasons, who were banging form, who were smashing everybody in front of them, and I didn't want to, as we talked about, credit and praise for getting beat, but. We dust ourselves down and go again, and I believe we can win games of football in this division between now and the end of the season. Is it going to be enough? Are we going to win enough to keep us in? Well, I can't answer that question, but all we have to do is control what we try to, which is try to put the players in the right frame of mind, to give them an organisation and an idea how to play and how to get a result, and then it's over to them to produce the goods and have the bottle and have the courage to play in these situations. I don't think there's ever been any time where we've not been under pressure in this division, and so there's still that pressure, whatever part of the season there is, or whether it's last year or whether it's this year, and we've got to go there and produce a performance, and hopefully a big performance will end up in a big result for us.
A couple of the teams just outside the relegation zone won over the weekend. Do you just have to brush that aside and focus on your results and concentrate on just applying as much pressure as you can? Yeah,
100%. I think we all look, let's not kid ourselves, we all look at other people's results, and when we got beat at the weekend, I'm sure there's the teams above us would have been delighted, and the immediate teams above us when they win, we're only human. We all look at the league table. We can't get away from it with the coverage that you guys and everybody in the media give the Premier League. So how it is, but we can't beat ourselves up about what's gone off at other football clubs, and some great results for Steve Bruce over the weekend. Great result for Graham Potter. Great results for teams that need a result, and we need a result. That's what we can control, and hopefully we can do that.
And it is, of course, deadline day, Chris. We're halfway through. I promise I won't ask you any more transfer questions until the summer. Just confirmation that you're not expecting any, or could there be maybe 1 or 2 outs in terms of fringe players today?
No, I mean, you've seen the squad, how stretched it is, so there's nobody going out of the building.
Thank you.
Cheers, Tim.
Hi, Chris. Enda Stevens, Ben Osborne, any chance that they could be involved tomorrow?
Was it you who did the presser on Friday, Adam?
Are you keeping your cards close to your chest again?
They're still there, mate. They're still there.
Thought they might be.
Yeah, you tried to think I'd forget about that, didn't you? Tried to suck me into that one. They're still there.
Was worth an ask. In terms of the options, you're obviously able to fill your bench at the weekend. You've now got some more options at your disposal. How key is that going to be, particularly with the forward options that you've got over the coming weeks?
Us at our best have to have everybody fit and firing. when we have been, that's been the key and a major part of us gaining big performances and results. So obviously when that doesn't happen and you've got some major players out, it's going to affect us, affect me with the selection. You know, I chuckle at times when, you know, the big clubs talk about, you know, even Saturday, and no, that's no criticism of the big clubs, but it is a bit of a chuckle when they say Aguero's out and Kevin De Bruyne's out, and you still see the strength and the depth of some of these squads. So it is going to stretch us in this period when we can't call upon the likes of McBurney for a big period, Mousset for a big period, O'Connell, Zanderberg, and you've seen it. It's gone right the way through the group. It's unprecedented in my time here, but we get on with it and we produce performances of character like we have done last week, and we have to keep doing that. But hopefully we get players back. Ollie coming back is a big boost for us. Getting him on the pitch on Saturday was great. So he can give us that boost at the top of the pitch as well, and a few more back. You know, there's not any players really that are going to be out for the season, but obviously the sort of different timings of major players being back is obvious, and we'll just have to wait and see regarding them.
I know you said you're not expecting any incomes or outgoings today, Chris. Has there been any interest in John Lundstrom with his situation?
No, there's been no interest. I believe John would be here to the end of the season, and that'll be the case.
Is there a chance that you could do something in the summer with John?
Not really thought about it, Adam. If I'm honest, it's really been put to bed in terms of his situation and him getting his head down, which he is doing, and obviously us involving him, which we are doing, and so really not really thought about that situation or that option.
We got to speak to John Fleck earlier on. Is it great to see over the last few games him being back to his best? Yeah,
John's back playing. His brother Jimmy obviously played for a couple of months this season, but John's back now. His twin's gone back home to Glasgow to play in the Islands League or whatever league it is. So brilliant to have John back, and you know, he's such an important player when he's playing in the manner that he's doing, and hopefully he can have a big second part of the season.
Yeah, he's got a key role, hasn't he, in terms of how the team particularly goes forward in terms of those midfield areas.
Yeah, he's been a major influence on our results over the last 3 or 4 years, hasn't he? From when he came in and what he did in every season. He's been a key player, a major player, and for us to get him back into the form that he's showing now and hopefully can kick on is great news for me and him. He's vital to what we're trying to do. And they all need to be. I've said it. I've been consistent with what I've said all along, Adam. They all need to play at the top of the game, and for one reason or the other, and it happens. You know, players, you know, don't hit the form that they know they can hit, and it takes time. But it's never, for me, the length of it is obviously important, but it was always going to happen. But obviously we were hoping that, you know, John would come back a little bit quicker than what he is, and I think John would accept that on his part as well.
Clearly you and your players have always had belief that you'll get yourselves out of the situation that you're in, but do the two performances at the Manchester clubs demonstrate to everybody else in the league that you all very much mean business?
Well, I talked about it afterwards, Adam, about, you know, what Pep had to say about us, and what other people have had to say about us. It doesn't gain you points, but for me, an opinion by top, proper, well-respected achievers in the game. There's no reason they have to say these things. He doesn't have to say those things about us, but what he did say backed up my opinion that we're alive. It was a huge week for us, obviously. I think, everybody, as we talk about, watches and looks at other teams, not just their own teams, and would have seen two, spirited performances, full of character, full of organisation, and full of bravery. We couldn't open up to Man City. The amount of effort that we put in against Manchester United, which, in the Premier League, the intensity of it all, which talk about, and then to go to Man City back to back, possibly two of the toughest games that I've had in my period here as manager, back to back, the situation that we were in, the league position that we're in, the way we've been talked about, where we've been put down, the injuries that we had. To go and do that, really, I think speaks, volumes about what the players are about, and they've got to really back that up now and not waste that opportunity that's going to be in front of them now. Keep saying to you, I'm not sitting here thinking, next 17 games we're going to win 11, 12 of them and draw 5. It's the Premier League, and every game is an incredible, difficult challenge, and this one's going to be a difficult challenge in front of us now. I talked about it. Yeah, do we think it's a must-win game? I think it's, let's not kid ourselves. Of course it is. We've got to get a result. We've got to get a win to give ourselves a fighting chance to close the gap. The teams that we're going to come up against, we've got to win games of football, but it's still the Premier League, and it's still incredible challenges in front of us, but ones that we are really looking forward to, and I sense that in the players. They're looking forward to Tuesday night, and they're looking forward to the weekend, and hopefully we can build on what's happened over the last 2 or 3 weeks, and give it a right go and pick some points up.
Do you reflect back on the game at the Hawthorns earlier in the season as one that was a missed opportunity for some points? Yeah,
incredibly missed opportunity. I think I don't like sit at home and just go through stuff that we can't really control. But that you do sit there and you think about it. I think my wife Francesca will say the same as well. It's 90%. It's 90% Sheffield United all the time for the benefit of the football club and thinking about the football club. And you think about games that you've had. You can't really do anything about it, but naturally, you do think, and certainly, there's been some huge missed opportunities this season, and that's possibly the highlight of it. But we can't do anything about it. We've got to use it to know that we're good enough to beat the opposition, I believe. But respecting that, they've got an incredibly experienced manager, a great operator in this level, England manager, and who's never been relegated, and who's pulled, rabbits out of hats, left, right, and centre in these positions before, and will be desperate for a result, and he will believe as well that if they beat us on Tuesday night, that they've got a fighting chance of staying up. So, it's a big game for both clubs, but from my point of view, of course, there's been some huge opportunities missed or points chucked away that would have obviously helped us in our quest to stay in the Premier League.
What have you made of the impact that Big Sam's had on West Brom? I suppose it shows just how difficult it is at the minute in the Premier League. Yeah,
it is hugely difficult. It changes every year. To come in, I've done it before at a different level. To come in halfway through the season is difficult. You have to quickly assess. You have to quickly get your message over. Yeah, and then you have to affect results. But they've had some decent results. A great win at Wolves, and some tight games as well. So because of the quality of the manager, he almost certainly will affect stuff between now and the end of the season. But it's such a tough gig to quickly do that. Obviously the January window as well. You have to assess players, and then you're going to try and bring players in. I think he looks like he's going to bring a couple of players in as well. So that isn't the easiest window to work in as well. So, but like I said, he's is a big football man. He's a big character. You know, I always say the job that he did at Bolton, knowing what the Premier League's about in my really short time in it, was an incredible achievement, and right the way through his career, what he's done, he's achieved, and you know, I for one certainly don't get the sort of negative attitude that people have towards Sam. As far as I'm concerned, he's an innovator, and he's done that right the way through from the start when he was at Bolton, right the way through his career, and achieved and got teams out of positions that I don't think many managers would be able to do that, and he deserves an enormous amount of credit for that.
Is this one of those games where you miss the crowd even more? You know,
you can't talk to me about missing crowds, Adam. I've missed it. We've missed it. I've missed it. They've missed it. It's, you know, it's an incredible downer for us as a football club, because right the way through, in my opinion, we would certainly have had more points on the board if we'd have had a full Bramall Lane, without a shadow of a doubt. So, you know, this game tomorrow night, I'm 100% certain that we would have had a committed, loyal, vociferous crowd backing us, and they would have made it hostile for the opposition, which they have done right the way through. And that would have been the case not just for Tuesday night, but for all of the season. And I'll go along, and people will have their own opinions and ideas and views, but I think we've missed that crowd more than any team in the Premier League has missed the crowd.
Good luck tomorrow, Chris. Thank you.
Cheers, Adam.
Hi, Chris. James at Talksport.
Hey, James.
Chris, when you look at the last two games against the Manchester clubs, only 2 goals conceded in total. You must be really pleased with the foundation you're being able to build at the moment.
Yeah, we've tried to give us an opportunity of gaining points in this tough division over the last couple of years, and when we haven't, you do get exposed and punished. So, you know, we've limited, you know, world class players to not a lot. You know, they've had the majority of the ball, of course. We've not, you know, had a lot of possession in those games, but I think people understand that are in the game that you can't open up too early. You have to have some sort of plan to take the game deep, and obviously we did on Wednesday night, and we did on Saturday, and it allows us the opportunity. You know, really naive, and you know, I hear some pundits talk about, you know, opening up and being positive and chucking men forward. Well, I've got to say, I think, you know, that's such a naive and lazy approach. You know, our team as it is at the moment, even if it was full strength, would have to have a plan and an idea to get a result, and give yourself an opportunity. Because if you don't, you just get blown away. And like I said after the game, better teams than us, better managers than me, have got blown away by the Manchester Cities and Manchester Uniteds if you open up to them. So I've been delighted with their attitude. It's just obviously in those times that you need to take the big moments, and but it's given us a platform to be confident in our approach. But we have to get the balance right, obviously, now in these games, with and without the ball, and hopefully we can do that.
And you've spoken about capitalising on the big moments. West Brom have conceded a lot of goals recently. I guess for the likes of Ollie McBurney and Rhian Brewster, it's just keeping the belief that a chance will come, and they've got the ability to take that chance. Yeah,
I mean, we do believe those boys have the ability. The forwards, the way, we have in the past, we've created chances. But, you know, the toughest bit, as everybody knows, is taking those chances and big moments and showing those pieces of quality that we need to do to score goals to gain points.
And it looks unlikely any players are going to come in today. Do you think that's something that you may end up regretting in the summer if you haven't brought a player in or two?
Well, I'll just do what I can for the football club, and to the best of my ability, but we've not been able to bring players in, and I have to quickly move on with the group that I've got.
Brilliant. Thank you for your time, Chris.
Cheers, James.
Hi Chris, Damien Johnson here.
Hey Damien.
Hi. You said there's always been belief in the camp, despite the difficult times you've been through. But have you noticed a sort of a sort of seed change among the players? You're around them all the time.
Yeah, a little, because that's what a win or two brings, and that's what we've had. We've had, a couple of wins there. A big first win. We'd have loved to have got that about 5 months ago, but it wasn't to be. But getting the win against Newcastle, even the 2 cup games, the results, and the Manchester United can't do anything but help the mood and the belief that we can do it. We can beat teams in this division, and we've got to take that on and carry that with us.